Alright guys, today's video is going to be how quickly I can remove the subframe from the 3000. I already have it up in the air. How quickly I can get the subframe out of the car so that I can start trying to take these damaged arms out. Current time is 2:30, exactly 2:30. So starting now, I'm going to see how long until I have this thing out from underneath the car. So first off is going to be taking out the strut bolts, sliding the coilover off, and then next will be drive shaft. I'm going to remove the drive shaft bolts, 14 mils, and then from there I'm going to disconnect the brake lines, maybe right there, or I'm going to do it down further. I think I'm going to do it right here. Disconnect brake lines and then take all the nuts off the mounts and drop the whole thing to the ground, where I can then reassess everything here. All right, cool, so drive shaft is out. Just out, brake lines disconnected. Now it's time to drop the subframe. And just like that, the subframe is down and out. And the current time is 3:10, so it took me 40 minutes. A little slower than I hoped, but not too bad. The hardest part is putting it back in the car. That is a huge pain, especially when the car is up on an angle like this. But yeah, so now I'm gonna roll this thing out from underneath of it and start checking things out. All right guys, so this is what the rear subframe of a 3000 GT looks like out of the car. Normally there would be a steering rack mounted across here, but I have an all-wheel steering delete kit, which just basically replaces it with these toe arms. Here's my old 3SX camber arm that I've had in the car for about 5 years now. There's the new one that I put in. So I don't know, something has to be tweaked on this side of the subframe. I don't know if it's the trailing arm or what, but something is off, because that 3SX arm still has adjustability on each side. This 3SX arm, the new one, has no adjustability. It's fully collapsed, so the shortest it can possibly be inward, and I still have a massive amount of positive camber. So I don't know if maybe the trailing arm, this arm right here, is tweaked and it's not giving me the right amount of adjustment, or if this arm is tweaked. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. But I do have a new, there should be he should be pulling it. There's a guy that might be pulling a new trailing arm off of a parts car that he has for me, and I'll be able to swap this trailing arm assembly out with a new one. And then he's also going to send me a new lower control arm, so I can kind of like, you know, mark those two things out. But I think what I'm going to actually do as far as lower control arms go is make my own that is tubular, like the upper arm, so that I'll have some adjustability down low. If something is tweaked or whatever, you know, we'll have the adjustability that we need to set the camber properly. But yeah, I mean, it's just weird because I like didn't hit anything, and that's what happened. All right guys, today's been a long day, but I got the subframe out, got it all cleaned up, and I figured out my issue. Thankfully, something that I could easily see. So this is the driver's side subframe. Take notice of how the camber arm mounts to this mount point here on the trailing arm. Take a look at the distance between the brake line bracket to the nut here. Pretty good distance there. If we go to the side that I have the new 3SX arm in on, this is the side that broke. Take a look at the distance. Now I can't fit my finger through there. So, bad side, good side, bad side. So, what had happened was this arm, this support right here, it bent downward, which I don't know if this is the right term for it, but it makes the lateral length of this arm longer, because if this point were to be shifted up, it would actually bring the wheel in more. So this is my issue. The fix is going to be a new trailing arm. I thought the trailing arm was twisted somewhere around here, but it's actually right here, all up in the mount point. And then I think what I'm gonna try and maybe do is have somebody weld in some kind of support in there that'll kind of strengthen it and not really allow it to flex or bend down the line. This is what the lower control arm looks like. It has a ball joint, a sway bar mount point, and then it comes down in here to another eccentric bolt. And this is just a flat piece. It's not boxed in or anything there. Flat piece. I twisted this one, so you can see how it's kind of twisted upward a little bit towards the back when I went off track earlier this season. So what I'm actually gonna do, let me grab the part here. I have the new 3SX camber arm for reference, and I saw that somebody on the forums actually did this with theirs, and that was ultimately making my own lower arm that will fit down here. So the 3SX arm actually, it fits, but like the ends are their last threads, which is not safe. So I'm going to order a new tube, and I'm going to use the ends of my old camber arms that I'm pulling out of the car. So this will act as the ball joint right here. It'll be greasable, serviceable, and new. And then we'll have the spherical Heim joint in on the bottom side here. We'll get rid of that eccentric bolt and all that. So that'll give me some more camber adjustment, and it'll just be an overall stronger piece. Then once the car's aligned and this is all set up, I would be able to get a tab welded onto the tube to mount the end link onto for the subframe. So I think that'll be a cool little piece. Being that I already have each end, will definitely make it more cost effective, as the bars I think are only like 15 bucks a piece. So I'll knock out both sides. The ball joints don't have any play, but like I said, it'll just be something that's stronger and adds a little more adjustability under the car. Underneath of the car, I power washed it. So that's that. Got my brake lines all covered up, and just got it all cleaned up. And that's about it. There is going to be a lot of work ahead of me within the next 3 weeks to get this thing ready to drift at Haunted Moves. I almost threw in the towel the other night when I put the new camber arm on the car and it still had a bunch of positive camber. I almost just kind of gave up on it, but I'm glad I found the issue. It's just a matter of me now getting the trailing arm that I need and finishing everything up. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.